So what I'm set up to do here is cut out some streetcar tracks. They're buried under the ground. They're in about 20 inches of concrete and asphalt and rock and dirt and mud. It's just a real nasty situation. And these streetcar tracks have to come out so we can get to the water pipe beneath. This area of Cincinnati is absolutely littered with streetcar tracks. As you can see in these pictures, downtown, this area, specifically Gilbert Avenue, is just swarming with them. So these burning bars for the thermal lance, I paid about $7.50 a piece. Fortunately, I only needed 31 burning bars to cut all these tracks out. The burning bars twist locks into this pistol grip thermal lance, and as you can see there, I'm striking it on a copper pad. Now, how this whole thing works is inside the burning bar, it's a hollow tube, and there are these rods, almost like really thick pencil lead. And they're made out of different compositions of alloys. I don't know what this particular one is, but common ones are like aluminum, iron, and magnesium. And basically, a burning bar is just a thermite sparkler with pure oxygen blowing through it. Now, that pure oxygen helps keep this burning bar lit. If you need to stop the process, you can just let go of the trigger and the oxygen stops and the bar shuts off. And it's easy to restrike. So you just give it more oxygen and then restart it. Um, the copper pad is hooked up to the negative on my welder, and the thermal lance. I don't know what you would call it. I guess electrode holder. Um, that is connected to the positive lead on my welder. And so when you strike the bar, it arcs, it starts the process of burning the thermite, and then with the pure oxygen going through there, anything you aim it at will just melt. Uh, it's really incredible to see. Honestly, I was cutting through solid steel that was packed with concrete, and you could even see the individual like rocks and the cement melting away. It's a really interesting process, and thankfully, I was able to set up in such a way that I wasn't boring straight down too much. I was kind of just cutting a valley and just letting everything kind of wash out. Now I did go through in between rods and kind of bang out if I any concrete that I could get out. I obviously try to get out just to be a little more efficient. Going through just the streetcar tracks, I could do it with half a rod. But once you start melting away cement or concrete, it uses a lot of rods. Anyway, you can see a few times in the video where it does splash back. There are guys that use these commonly to like remove stock pins in excavators, and thankfully I didn't have to bore, so I didn't get that splashback effect. Kind of like when you put a spoon underneath the sink and it sprays everywhere. I was lucky enough to avoid that most of the time. Anyway, you can kind of see how it leaves behind like a molten puddle of, well, I mean, what I would call lava. It's melted rock and steel, and it stayed really hot for a while. Uh, I got a clip in here where I'm sticking a pry bar in it, and that was at least a minute after I had stopped. So this whole process gets extremely, extremely hot. But luckily, it was a good position to work in, and everything went pretty easily. This whole process was pretty fun, and it was a pretty fun project actually. Got to try a whole bunch of new things, and really got to see the full capabilities of thermal lance. This is the first time I've ever had a chance to use one. As you can see right there, a little bit of that spray back. And here's where it's like lava. I just wanted to sit there and mess with that stuff. I've never seen molten metal stay that molten for that long. I'm really impressed by the thermal lance, and I'm glad to have it in my inventory as a tool for the future now. It was incredible to see what it was capable of, and I had a great time doing it.